Our live Discord session on the CompTIA A+ certification. I'll be going over some resources that I use to accomplish my certification, and if you guys stick around, we'll be doing a short quiz. So first and foremost, Professor Messer, he's super well known. He focuses on the A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus. I used him as a resource, both his YouTube videos as well as his study groups. His study groups are very helpful. He explains why the questions are answered the way they are, why one is right, why one is wrong. So he's a very good resource. And Jason Dion on udemy.com, a great resource as well. Definitely just keep doing these practice tests. You'll get the feel and the flow of CompTIA, how their questions are worded and what CompTIA is looking for in your answers. So definitely use those two guys for your a couple of your resources. And of course, Blue Team Consulting. We are here for you. If you're like me, going from 0 to 100, definitely take advantage of our free cybersecurity bootcamp here. I believe we're up to module 5 now if you're following along with us here. Great place to start before you start studying for your A+, just so you know the basics of what a computer is. Definitely helpful. And then also on our site, you can just refer to our blogs as well. If you forgot, Professor Messer, what was that guy's name that she said, you can check out our blog here. And here is books for CompTIA certifications as well. I don't believe I bought a book for my A+, but I definitely did for Security Plus, so great resources there. So I guess we'll just get started with the quiz. This is also from Professor Messer. Again, great resource and great to even just do some quizzes every day. These are pretty quick. There's only 10, so it shouldn't take too long. All right, no questions, so I'll go ahead and get started. All right, a user is complaining about a burning smell coming from their computer case. Which of the following should be the first troubleshooting step for this issue? So again, with the way that they're worded, especially for A+, it's a lot of troubleshooting, and they do say first a lot, just as something you should note. So here we're going to focus on a burning smell and what we should do first to troubleshoot it. So reboot the system into safe mode. I don't think we'll do that first. Check the logs for any significant events. I don't think we would do that at this point. Remove the cover and visually inspect the system. Okay, that can make sense as this is on the physical layer. But disconnect the power source. I think that would be the best first bet, as you would not be performing a hardware diagnostic at this point. So go ahead and select this one, and it is correct. If you see anything burning, definitely turn the device off. All right. A network administrator is installing a POTS modem for a console at a remote site. What type of cable interface would this modem require for connectivity to the POTS line? So first and foremost, the POTS line is plain old telephone service. So that uses a twisted pair copper wire. So we can kind of rule a couple of these things out. It would not be a USB, would not be a BNC either. And then TRS, that's a tip ring sleeve of a connector. I don't think that would be the best fit here either. So we can then narrow it down to these two wires. And the answer is going to be RJ11. To be honest, I don't really have a trick for this. It's just kind of memorizing again. So, using Professor Messer, Jason Dion, use Quizlet. It's going to be a lot of memorization, unfortunately. But RJ11 is for plain old telephone service. All right. Which of the following would be the best way to connect a mobile phone wirelessly to external speakers? All right, so our first option here, USB-C, that would not be wireless, and that would not be applicable here. Bluetooth definitely could be the answer. NFC, near field communication. So that uses antennas. So that does not just use the mobile phone and the speakers, that brings in another hardware piece. So don't think that would be that one. And then TRS, that is a type of connector. And IR, this actually uses light. So again, it's bringing in a separate piece of hardware or resources. So here we can narrow it down to Bluetooth. Alrighty, no questions so far. So again, it's kind of like any standard multiple choice questions, just narrowing it down and using what you know. All right. An organization is building a custom inventory management system but would like to use pre-built modules as the foundation of the application. Which of these cloud technologies would be the best fit? So we have platform as a service, rapid elasticity, infrastructure as a service, hybrid, or software as a service. So right off the bat, we can eliminate rapid elasticity, as that that's not a type of service. And I think we can narrow down, we can get hybrid out of there as well. This question is pretty straightforward if you know your services. So platform as a service, this is good for things such as building an application. Software as a service is kind of like Salesforce, a CRM, something where it's already there for you, you're just entering data. Infrastructure as a service, that's where you're doing a lot of work. So as this question is asking what would be the best fit for using the modules as the foundation of the application, I think we can safely say platform as a service. And that is correct. Go on to number 5. All right. When a SIM is moved from one mobile device to another, all incoming calls will follow the SIM. Which of the following allows this capability? Alrighty, so let's see here. So, let's see. So PRL, that is product, that is preferred roaming list, I believe. So I don't think that makes sense. I think it's going to be one of these two. So that is International Mobile Equipment Identity. This is International Mobile Subscriber Identity. And then PRI, so that's the product release instructions. That doesn't really make sense here. And VPN, a virtual private network. Don't think that makes too much sense here either. So again, we'll narrow it down to these two. And I believe the answer is the subscriber identity. This again is just kind of memorization. It is a lot of information, but I guess one way you can kind of remember is S and S in the SIM as well. The equipment, that doesn't tie in with the SIM, that ties in with the equipment of the phone. So that's another way you can kind of narrow those down. Could definitely be a question on the certification test. Which of these would be the best way to check the continuity of the wires inside of an Ethernet patch cable? All right, so we have cable tester, punch down tool, the ping command, toner probe, and loop back plug. So let's see, the loop back plug, that tests ports. Again, just memorization. So we can probably rule that out, as this is wanting to check the wire. Toner probe, that's finding out information such as if you have, wires running through the ceiling or something like that. It can help you find out more information about wires that you can't see or touch. So we can probably throw that one out as well. The ping command, that has nothing to do with the physical layer with the wires, not at this point. The punch down tool, so that is how you would actually be making an Ethernet patched cable. So you wouldn't need that to troubleshoot anything. So that leaves us with the cable tester, which can tell us more information about the cable itself and how it operates. And that is correct. So again, a lot of information, a lot of wires and cables and physical layer information in the A+. It is a lot, but you can get there. All right, a system administrator needs to check the power that a desktop power supply provides to the PCI Express adapters. Which of these voltages would be the most important to check? All right, so the PCI Express adapter, this connects a computer to an external device, such as a mouse or something like that. So that's step one, to understand what that is. And again, this is just memorization. So which of these voltages would be the most important to check? Let's see what our options are. We have 5, 12, 240, 3.3, and 120. I don't have a big tip for this one. It's mostly just memorization. And we know that the PCI Express adapters use generally either plus or minus 12 voltage. So that will be our answer. Again, just have to do some studying on that one. A system administrator would like to move all desktop computers to a centralized cloud-managed solution. Which of the following would be the best choice? All right. So VDI, VPN, we have some services down here. Infrastructure as a service, software as a service, platform as a service. So we wouldn't necessarily, I think we can rule all of these out, as that is not a cloud managed solution. That's more of a service, so that's different. So it narrows down to these two. Now again, focus on the words in the question. Since it says specifically move all desktop computers to a cloud managed solution, we can narrow that down to VDI, as that is virtual desktop. And that is the correct answer. I think VPN would be a close call, but again, just ensure you are reading the questions thoroughly to see what the outcome actually should be. All right, a couple more here. A Mac OS user in shipping and receiving is randomly seeing the spinning weight cursor during the day. The cursor spins for 30 seconds before returning control to the user. Which of these would be the most likely cause of this issue? Okay, all right, bad display. Wouldn't think so. It's not a flashing display or anything like that, so that wouldn't make sense here. Congested network. I think that there would be different issues with that. Don't think the network would make a someone specific cursor spin. That would be a different issue. Post error, again, that would be a different issue. All right, application bug. I think that's sounding like our best answer so far. And bad capacitor. Don't think that would be applicable at this point. All right. And there you go. Alrighty, everyone. Last question. A laptop display is showing a black screen and nothing is shown on the screen during the startup process or when Windows is loaded. Which of these would be the best way to determine if backlight is the issue? So again, focusing on the words here. All right, black screen, and we want to determine if the backlight is the issue. So what would our first step be? Boot from the Windows installation media. I don't think that would help us here. Point a flashlight at the screen. That would be a good way at the physical layer to check if backlight is the issue, if anything is going on. Change the video output selection. Maybe a possibility. I don't think that would be the best way. Install updated video drivers. As the screen is completely black, I don't think that is the issue. That would be troubleshooting later down the line. Disable video hardware acceleration. Again, I think that would be a little bit later down the line. So I think that leaves us with pointing a flashlight at the screen, considering it is talking about the black screen and determining if the backlight is the issue, and again, the best way. So it's all about wording there. All right. That ends our quiz. So, and even with this practice, you can kind of tell how long it takes you to get through these 10 questions. The test is an hour and a half, so you have 90 minutes to complete 80 to 90 questions, so just kind of gauge yourself, and you can do that very well here. He gives you, I believe it's 80 to 90 questions for each test, so again, that can help you as well, and just make sure you read through everything. So again, definitely check out our site for some more resources and everything, and I hope you guys enjoyed the quiz.